In this video, I'm going to be going over the huge market crash happening right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. As you guys know, yesterday we did get our first endgame card, endgame Kevin Durant. So I'll be going over when's the best time to sell, buy your guys cards, just give you guys an overall update of the market and what it's looking like right now. But since we got this new endgame in the Encore packs, the market has dropped a ton with guys like Kawhi Leonard, Invincible Russ. Like I said, that endgame KD, who I feel like single-handedly crashed the market. We also got Dark Matter Scotty Barnes, Invincible Kristaps, kind of went really under the radar with KD dropping and how good this card is, because Kristaps is a top-level power forward. I feel like I haven't really seen or heard too much about Kristaps. We also got Dark Matter Karl Malone, Mark Eden, who's like a Ralph Sampson level of center. We got Kyle Korver, Rudy Gay, who's a top-level shooting guard, Rajon Rondo, and then Invincible Jason Tatum and Dark Matter Kyrie Irving. So a very underrated set, I will say. Like, this is a very good set, at least in my opinion, right? You got cards like Rudy Gay, a top level shooting guard, especially for his price, you know, being fairly cheap, around 20k or under. You got Mark Eden, who's also going to be fairly cheap, and how good he is, he's only about what, 50,000-60,000 MT, somewhere in that price range. You got Scotty Barnes. He's a top level point guard in the game, and he's also going to be somewhat, you know, cheap, maybe around 30k, maybe a little bit more expensive. And then you also got Karl Malone, a top level small forward. Like, he's debatably a top 5 small forward in the game, and he's only about 10,000 MT. So really good value in a lot of these cards in the Encore set. And then we also did get the 4 new Invincibles, right? We got some pretty good ones in Kristaps. I mean, he's going to be super expensive and a top tier power forward. We got some pretty mediocre Invincibles like Russ, but Tatum and Kawhi are pretty good. Like, I would say Kawhi is actually very underrated. Like, he kind of went under the radar as well. Like, Kawhi Leonard is a very good shooting guard. If you guys have seen this card in game, he is an absolute beast on defense. He's got a really good jump shot. He can drive to the basket. He can do everything super well. So Invincible Kawhi, he's top tier. And then, like I said, we also got Invincible Jason Tatum, who's not a bad small forward, just nothing too crazy. But the main thing about yesterday's drop was the end game Kevin Durant. He's going to be not as expensive as I was expecting, to be honest, for our first end game card. Like, you can actually pick him up for like under 700k or maybe under 750. You know, right now I thought he'd be like consistently a million MT for the first couple of days. I thought he'd be at least a mil, but I mean, we can just watch this one end real quick here. 2 seconds left. Like, this one's gonna end for 680, maybe a little bit more if somebody did put a last second bid. But he's not as expensive as I was expecting to be, but the market has gone down so much. A perfect example is Kevin Garnett. This card was consistently, you know, 200,000 plus MT, and all day yesterday he was a buy now, and right now looks like he's actually gone back up to being a bid. But if you guys check the market yesterday, he was down the entire day. He was under 100,000 MT the entire day. You got Ron Artest, who's still fairly cheap. I'm recording this in the morning, and usually the market's fairly not high, but the market's usually a lot higher in the morning. But you can see Ron Artest, he's down to below 50k. But yeah, KG was like 80, 85, 90k. I'm kind of shocked to see that he went back up this much in price. He's now just back up over 100,000 MT. But maybe it's just because it's in the morning, so I could see this card being around 100,000 MT for the next couple of days. But yeah, Ron Artest, he's now below 50k. You look at Vince Carter, he's also going to be probably below 50k consistently. So a lot of these Dark Matter cards went down a ton in price. Like, look at Vince Carter here, 31,000. That might be a little bit of a snipe, but that's kind of what we're seeing on the auction house. You look at a card like Dark Matter T-Mac, he's now consistently around 200,000 MT or below, and yesterday he was even cheaper. If you guys have seen my market talk videos, I always say the best time to buy cards is on Friday, and that's when the market yesterday was so much cheaper than even it is right now. The market's still fairly low right now, and I still think it's a solid time if you guys wanted to buy cards, because the market's still really low. But if you guys wanted to buy cards for the cheapest possible price, Friday is always the best time to do so. And I try to say that in every single market talk video. You guys probably know that by now, but Friday at around 3 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Eastern time is always the best time to look and go ahead and buy cards, because that's when the market's going to be at its pretty much all-time lowest for that week, is on Friday. Sometimes Thursday nights as well. Thursday nights it was a lot cheaper, like this Thursday when we got that Invincible or endgame KD announcement, the market went down crazy. But yeah, even right now, like the market's still pretty low. You got Tim Thomas super cheap. You got Luca below 200k consistently. This one's got 40 hot badges going for a little bit more, but just overall, if you guys wanted to buy some cards right now, I think it's a great buying opportunity. But even the market was so much cheaper yesterday. Like if you guys were buying cards on Friday, you probably got some really good deals. Like I saw people getting Invincibles for super cheap. Like Larry Bird, he's not that expensive anymore, right? If you take a look at Shaq, he's even going down a little bit in price. If you look at, I think Scottie Pippen was super cheap yesterday as well. Like there's just so many of these Invincibles becoming a lot more cheaper, and this is something we can see kind of a pattern over the next couple of weeks. The market from now on, since we're getting end games, is just going to continue to go lower and lower and lower, and that's what happens every single year once we get to the end game stage. Just letting you guys know for the future, and that's what's going to be happening now. From now on, every single content drop on a Friday, the market will most likely keep just going down. We might get a crazy drop like a Taco endgame and like an endgame LeBron or something like that, and the market might crash a crazy amount on that specific day, but just over time, the market's going to slowly dwindle down in price. So just letting you guys know that cards values right now are just going to be plummeting over the next couple of weeks. So might be not a bad idea if you guys are kind of done with the season, maybe you're not grinding too much and you just want to stack up on as much MT as possible. I think that could be a solid strategy if you guys wanted to. Now, if you want to have some of the best cards in the game and you still want to have fun playing, you know, using those top tier cards, then by all means, keep them in your collection, keep using them, have fun playing Myteam, whatever you guys want to do, and maybe do that for the next couple of days, maybe a week. But then once we start dwindling down in season 7, you guys can see there's only 13 days left in the season. Kind of flew by really fast in my opinion, and once we get to season 8, that's when the market is completely done. The market is going to go down a crazy amount like you guys probably haven't seen all this year. If you guys played last year's 2K, once we got to that season 8, once we started getting end games as free cards, we started getting 3, 4, 5 end games, you know, per drop, that's when the market just literally goes to the floor. So that's what's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. I know it seems like it's getting here really fast, but that's what's going to be happening over these next couple of weeks. Is like I said, we'll see these Invincibles start becoming buy nows. Like I could see Russ becoming a buy now in the next couple of weeks. I could see a lot of these Invincibles becoming buy nows, especially if we get like an endgame Shaq or an endgame Magic. These cards are going to go down a ton. So just letting you guys know for the future, I think it might not be a bad idea if you guys wanted to just try to stack up on as much MT as possible, because you can build an absolute god squad in the next couple of weeks with only about like 500k. You can build a great team. Compared to now, 500,000 MT can get you a really good squad, but it can't get you like multiple end games like it will in the next couple of weeks to a month once we get like at the start of season 8, because I assume in season 8 we're gonna get end games as free cards. So there'll be an end game level 40, there'll be probably maybe end games as the prizes. I'm not sure if they will do that. I think they did that in season 8 if I'm not mistaken. Like it was Chris Webber for Clutch Time Online, so they might do end games as free cards as well. And even that lock-in prize, right, the lock-in prize for the all-time spotlight set, it might be an end game, because if it's not coming out for what, 13 days, it might be an end game. It really might be an end game. So once we start getting all these free end game cards, we start getting multiple end games per pack drop, that's just when the market, like maybe in season 8 they do end games on Tuesdays. So just let you guys know, the market is down right now, yes, but I would probably just try to stack up as much MT as possible. I wouldn't be looking to buy too many cards. If you guys want to, it's a good time to do so right now because the market is fairly low, but I think it's just going to keep going down. So I'd be looking more so to sell cards than to buy cards in the game over the next couple of weeks to a month. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the market currently? Let me know what cards you guys are trying to buy, what cards you guys are, I just completely dropped my controller, but let me know what cards you guys are trying to buy, what cards you guys are completely trying, I can't speak. Let me know what cards you guys are trying to sell. Let me know what cards you guys are trying to buy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.